Hello and welcome to What's Hot with Sea of Tranquility. I am your host, Pete Pardo, publisher of the Sea of Tranquility website. You can also visit us on the internet at www.seaoftranquility.org. It is Sunday, January the 18th, so I bid you welcome. We are kind of still putting a close to 2014. There's some last-minute releases that we'll probably still be covering over the next couple of weeks, but we are looking to jump right into the 2015 releases, and they're coming in hot and heavy. So we're going to get started right away here with this brand new one from a French band called 633. The album is called Deadly Scenes. You're listening to it right now. This is pretty exciting stuff. It's on the Chaotoxin Records label. A little bit different than what we normally expect from Chaotoxin. As you can probably hear, it's a little Faith No More, Devin Townsend influence going on here. Pretty exciting stuff. It's kind of all over the place. It's hard rock, it's metal, it's prog, it's kind of a little theatrical show tune type stuff. So a little bit of everything here. Pretty exciting stuff. So 633 by Deadly Scenes. Take a look at that. Let's see. Let's go right over to some kind of classic rock style stuff. You know, we lost Jack Bruce last year, the legendary vocalist and bassist from Cream, Rest Woosen Lang. Also, he had lots of great solo material as well. Played with Gary Moore. You know, he's kind of did it all for about 50 years. And Rock Palace, the 50th anniversary. I'm sorry, the 50th birthday concerts. This was recorded back in 1993 in Cologne with Jack Bruce and friends to celebrate his then 50th birthday party. We got a lot of really cool folks on here. We got Simon Phillips on drums, Gary Moore on guitar, Clem Clemson on guitar. All sorts of really, really good players. Of course, Ginger Baker shows up as well. So they do all sorts of Jack Bruce classics, blues standards. So, you know, you can expect some stuff from Cream, his solo albums. The stuff with Gary Moore is especially blistering. And again, we lost Gary a couple of years ago as well. So it's kind of poignant to see these two up there jamming on this 2 DVD set here. But, you know, if you're a fan of both, you're going to want to have this. Also, another musician who left us way too early, not that long ago, the founding member of Yes, guitarist Peter Banks. This cool little 2-disc collection is recordings of the band that he put together. So after he left Yes, put together the progressive rock band called Flash. They released 3 albums, then broke up. Then he put together this band called Empire. And I like this quite a bit. These are recordings of when the band was in the studio rehearsing for their 3rd album, which was called Mark III. There were 3 albums called Mark I, Mark II, Mark III. They were in rehearsals for the 3rd album, just kind of showing off what they were doing to record execs and whatnot. They were trying to get a tour, finish up the album and whatnot. And these are kind of the rehearsal recordings from those sessions. So it's mostly live in the studio stuff. So what they do is they play a bunch of material from their first 2 albums as well as stuff from the 3rd album. And, you know, I don't think any of these Empire albums ever got officially released here in the U.S. And it's quite a shame because it's pretty good stuff on here. Female vocals on maybe half the tracks. And the rest is just really good prog, jazz fusion type stuff. If you like Peter Banks' work at Flash, as well as Yes, really, really underrated, unique guitarist. And there's some really, really good material on here. I know the Empire stuff is kind of hard to find, but if you pick this one up, this is on the Gonzo multimedia label from the UK. You get a nice cross-referencing of the Empire material on here, so well worth investigating. Another late 2014 holdover, the new one from German thrashers Tankard. This is called R.I.B. If you know anything about Tankard, they're all about beer. All their songs have to do with beer. It's kind of lunk-headed, crazy stuff. You know, good quality, fun thrash. Nothing that's going to set the world on fire, but these guys just keep doing it year after year after year. If you like fun, you know, hoist your cold beverage up high, raise your fist in the air type of thrash metal, you can't go wrong with Tankard. They're fun. You know, again, they're not going to compete with some of the top thrash bands of today, but still a good, solid band that just keep doing it time and time again. All right, we're going to jump over to the Moon June Records label. You know, Leonardo has quite a lot of good acts on his label, and he's coming out with new ones all the time. A lot of great guitar players and artists, and kind of jazz fusion, avant-garde, prog bands and whatnot. And lately, he's been releasing some really quality live stuff on his label. And this latest from Simac Dialogue is no different. It's called Live at Orion. It's a 2-disc set, just really, really blistering kind of jazz fusion, 70s style jazz fusion with some, prog rock overtones. Just really, really good stuff. Fender Rhodes, guitar, bass, all sorts of different percussion. That guitarist Tolpati is on here, as well as a guest appearance from Beledo, another really good guitar player who's affiliated with Moon June. So if you like burning live jazz fusion, I highly recommend this a lot. All right, some other new stuff that's coming out. These are all like January releases here we're going to be talking about. We've got the latest from Swedish band Eclipse called Armageddonize. Wow. If you like rock, solid, slick, melodic, hard rock and metal with soaring vocals and killer John Sykes style guitar work, I highly recommend Eclipse. They put out an album a couple of years ago that was really, really good, and this one is probably even better. Just killer vocals, and if you can imagine like a heavier, more metallic Journey, Foreigner, or Night Ranger, that's kind of what you get with Eclipse. Highly recommend it. Frontiers Records. We're going to do a couple Frontiers Records things here. A new kind of supergroup project called Level 10. Their album's called Chapter 1, and in the band is Russell Allen, lead singer from Symphony X and Adrenaline Mob. We've also got Matt Sinner, bassist from Primal Fear. We've got Roland Grapow, ex-Halloween guitarist, lead guitarist for Master Plan. We've got Alex Bayrott, lead guitarist for Primal Fear, also for Voodoo Circle. And Randy Black on drums, who just recently left Primal Fear, but longtime Primal Fear drummer. Really, really good, melodic power metal. Highly recommended. That's also coming out here in January. Also a rock opera / concept album of sorts from Norwegian vocalist Jorn Lande and guitarist Trond Holter from melodic hard rock band Wigwam. And that is called Presents Dracula, Swing of Death. Pretty damn impressive. Orchestral, symphonic, rock opera, all about the story of Dracula. It's very cool. It's great male and female vocals. Jorn Lande just sounds great. Guitar playing is great. The songs are epic. You got to check this one out if you like concept albums and if you're into the whole Dracula story at all. This is pretty cool, and Jorn just sounds fantastic as always. One more Frontiers Records release. We've got another live album, this one from the Pat Travers Band, live at the Iridium in New York City. This is a really, really good show that was recorded back in 2012, right before Pat was set to release and go tour for the Can Do album. And it's a great set of some Pat Travers classics, as well as some blues standards. If you've had a chance to see the Pat Travers Band over the last decade or so, he's still flying high and playing like he was back in the 70s, and he's got a really, really solid band with him right now. So, it's a good kind of follow-up to the Go For What You Know live album from the late 70s. Really, really strong, so check that one out. What else we've got here? We've got a brand new one from Sylosis on Nuclear Blast, Dormant, Heart, and Sylosis is a fairly veteran extreme metal band, thrash band from the UK. This is a pretty ripping album, great guitar work, and very, very solid if you've been following Sylosis. Again, kind of thrashy, death metal, metalcore type of stuff. The latest from Karma to Burn, the instrumental stoner outfit. It's called Arch Stanton. Really good. I mean, if you didn't think that stoner rock, stoner metal without vocals would be kind of boring, you haven't heard Karma to Burn yet. So I highly recommend that. The Legends, probably the instigators of the extreme metal movement of Venom. They're back. From the Very Depths is their latest release. And, Kronos and company, they just keep doing it time and time again. You either love Venom or you don't. It kind of took me a while to warm up to them, but it's just really good, extreme thrash. It's a Venom album. There's some kind of Motorhead-ish stuff on here. It's pretty fun. A lot of the lyrics are sort of satanic anti-Christian type of thing, but that's Venom. So, but I really dig it a lot. It's good stuff. The latest from Raunchy is titled Vices, Virtues, and Visions. It's the 6th release from this Danish outfit, and it's another good one. You know, they do a great job of mixing up the harsh and the melodic vocals, killer guitar work, lots of grooves. Raunchy, again, a very dependable band. They're back with another winner. Here's one that you need to check out. If you love classic heavy metal, epic metal, like early 80s style metal, new wave of British heavy metal, US power metal like Sabotage and stuff like that. Salt Lake City, Utah band Visigoth. Their latest is called the Revenant Kings. It's their debut out on Metal Blade Records. Highly recommend it. Fantastic vocals, killer guitar work, epic arrangements. I mean, it's just, it doesn't get more classic sounding than this. If you like that, just, I mean, there's no extreme, nothing about here. It's not progressive. This is just classic heavy metal. These guys are going to go places. I mean, like I said, they've got a fantastic vocalist. The arrangements are killer. The songs are memorable from the first time you hear them. Great guitar work. Just epic. You know, I've said it like 4 or 5 times, but epic. Arcane, the latest, called Known and Learned, from this prog band. I believe they're from Australia. They're with the Laser's Edge label, family of labels. Another really, really solid one from this band. It's going to be on the top of a lot of people's best of lists when it comes down to the end of 2015, especially from the prog rock crowd. Udo Dirkenschneider, his band U.D.O, former Accept singer. His latest is called Decadent. You know what you're going to get with U.D.O. It's just a great, you know, power metal album from this veteran German vocalist. And I think that's all the new stuff I got for you. So let's quickly jump over to Forgotten Favorites. So as we end every show with a blast from the past, maybe something that kind of fell under the radar, but always been near and dear to me. So I'm going to go all the way back to 1978 today for the debut from UK, I don't even know what you call them, prog rock, hard rock, pop rock, AOR, melodic rock. Anybody could guess who it is? No? How about Magnum? Okay. Kingdom of Madness was their debut. You know, they've got a ton of material out over the years. I think Magnum has always been one of those bands that just every release is just really, really strong. Their earlier stuff, especially the first 2 albums, especially this one, is you know, a little bit different. It's not quite as AOR-ish. It's more, it has more of like a 70s hard rock and prog style to it. So think like Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, maybe that very early Journey, you know, that sort of thing. Great keyboards, just fantastic vocals, great guitar work, and as always with Magnum, really, really memorable songs. I mean, the melodies on this are just great. So, you know, if you haven't dove into the Magnum discography, and I know there's a lot of it, but you're interested in starting, I highly recommend starting with this one. Work your way up. But you really can't go wrong with any of them. One more, a little bit of a news. We'll finish off with some news today. I don't know if you've heard, but the supergroup with Glenn Hughes, legendary vocalist, bassist, young New York City hotshot guitarist, vocalist Andrew Watt, and drummer extraordinaire Jason Bonham. They kind of formed out of the ashes of Black Country Communion in 2014. And came out with a very, very, very solid debut, which made my top list of the year. They went to go out on tour. Jason Bonham dropped out. He had some higher paying options available to him. So Glenn and Andrew got drummer from Queens of the Stone Age to fill in. They did a tour. They opened up for Alter Bridge. All seemed to be going well. And then just 2 days ago, the announcement from Andrew on the California Breed website and Facebook page was that the band is no more. Not sure what happened there. Have not heard a peep from Glenn Hughes, who's generally all over Twitter and Facebook like multiple times a day about everything he's doing in his life. No word at all from Glenn on what happened here. Just didn't work out, apparently. That's what we're hearing from the Andrew Watt camp. So, you know, again, here we go. If you're a fan of Glenn Hughes, you should be used to this because this immense talent just can't seem to get anything, keep anything going. You know, his stints in Trapeze, Deep Purple, Black Sabbath, Hughes Thrall, played with John Norum, and, you know, he's guested with all sorts of other people, and Backcountry Communion, and now California Breed. Quickly burned out, every single one of them. So I don't know what to say. You know, I'm hoping that he kind of comes back and puts together another sort of super group and makes it stick, because the guy's just too damn talented, and I know he wants to keep busy. So I don't know what happened here, but it's a shame. You know, does he go back and do his solo stuff? I like his solo stuff too, but you know, he just releases. He's always released too much of it, and that's never really caught on here, especially in North America. So I think at this stage of the game, Glenn needs to find some new supergroup and make it stick, so he can kind of, you know, he's not getting any younger. He's in his 60s, and I think, you know, he's in his second prime of his life, and I think hopefully, well, he'll hook up with some other talented musicians and make something happen and make it stick. So, but we'll see what happens. More news to come on this, I guess. So anyway, that's all I have for today. So tune in next week here on our YouTube channel, and we'll have more new releases, another forgotten favorites, and maybe some more news and concert stuff, and you know, we'll see what happens then. So have a good rest of your weekend, a good week, and I'll catch up with you next week. Take care, and remember, www.seaoftranquility.org, where you can find full reviews of all this and more every single day on Sea of Tranquility. Take care.